morning, children. Today we are going to start Unit 5, Chapter number 1, The Crowded Home. Let me tell you first of all what you are going to see in this lesson. As you have seen, whenever any difficulty is coming, if we try to find out the solution, then I think we are able to get that. But we do not want to find a solution. Instead of that, we just complaining about that. Then I don't think that any difficulty can be sorted out. In this lesson, you are going to see the situation is come. When the difficult situation has come, it all depends on a person how to tackle that. If we are together, if we are ready to fight with that, then certainly there will be a good result. So let us enjoy the lesson, The Crowded Home. Here we go.
A crowded home. Nasruddin was talking to his neighbor one day, and the neighbor lamented, "I'm really having trouble accommodating my family in our small house. It's me, my wife, my 3 kids, and my mother-in-law, all sharing the same cottage. Mullah Nasruddin, you are a wise man. Do you have any advice for me?" "Yes," replied Nasruddin. "Do you have
This
any
is
hens
Mullah
in your
Nasruddin.
yard?"
There is one question. Why do you think Nasruddin asked about the hands?
"I have 10, the man replied. "Put them in the house," said Nasruddin. "But Mullah," the man remarked, "our house is already cramped as it is." "Just try it," replied Nasruddin. The man, desperate to find a solution to his spacing woes, followed Nasruddin's advice and paid him another visit the next day. "Mullah," he said, "things are even worse now. With the hens in the house, we are even more pressed for space." Mullah paid no heed. He just smiled and asked, "Do you have any cows?" The man looked puzzled, but replied, "Yes, I have 2. "Put them in the house with the hens," said Mullah with a straight face. The next day the neighbor came lamenting and crying. His problem had become worse. However, Mullah looked at him with a smile and said, "I know you have a donkey too. Put it along with the other animals." The man bemoaned and objected, but Nasruddin convinced.
So first here is seen that Nasruddin advised his neighbor that put hens in the house, then after cows in the house, and then after donkeys in the house. Do you know, children, why Nasruddin gave this advice to his neighbor? His neighbor house was already a small one, right? A small cottage like, and in that he was living with his family, and family members were also many. In spite of that, Nasruddin told his neighbor to add some more animals in his house. So think about this question. Why did Nasruddin advise such to his neighbor? Find out the answer.
Convinced him to do it. The next day the man, now looking more distressed than ever, came up to Nasruddin and said, "Now my home is even more crowded. Between my family, the hens, the cows, and that donkey of mine, there is barely any room to move." "Well then," said Nasruddin, "do you have any other animal in your yard?" "Yes," the man replied, "we have a goat." "Okay," said Nasruddin, "put the goat in your house too."
Okay. One more question is there. Do you think Nasruddin's advice is going to solve his neighbor's problem? I think you must try to find out the answer for this question. We'll go ahead.
And raised a fuss and seemed anything but eager to follow Nasruddin's advice. But Nasruddin once again convinced him to put yet another animal in the house. The next day, the man, now angry and exasperated, came up to Nasruddin and exclaimed, "My family is really upset now. Everyone is at my throat, complaining about the lack of space. Your plan is making us miserable." "Okay," Nasruddin replied. "Now put back all the animals outside." So the man followed his advice.
Okay, did you listen? What did Nasruddin advise to his neighbor? First of all, he only told that put all the animals, whatever he has in his farm, in his courtyard, everything put in his house. But when the neighbor followed his advice and then after he got very much angry and came back to Nasruddin, that time now he is advising that now remove all animals from your house and see the change.
And the next day he dropped by Nasruddin and remarked, "Mullah, your plan has worked like a charm. With all the animals out, my house is so spacious that none of us can help but be happy and contented. I can do nothing but thank you profusely with all my heart." Mullah said nothing but smiled.
Okay children, so this was all about the lesson, the crowded home. It is the same place. The neighbor was having the same small cottage, but it all depends on our mindset, how we would like to adjust with our family members. Whatever God has given us, just value for that. Be happy, be safe. Now let's see some hard words from this lesson. At my throat. What is the meaning of at my throat? Arguing angrily. Here you can see arguing angrily.
At my throat, idiom, arguing angrily.
Next one, barely. Barely means only just enough for a particular need or scarcely.
Barely, adverb, only just enough for a particular need, scarcely.
Next one is contented. Contented we can say that self-satisfied.
Contented, adjective, having no desire of wanting anything than what one has of something.
Next one is drop by. It is a phrasal verb. Why it is phrasal verb beta? See, this is a verb and this is preposition, right? If you combine them and which create another meaning, new meaning, then it is said phrasal verb, right? Let's see.
Dropped by, phrasal verb, paid an unannounced and casual visit to someone.
Then is
Exasperated, adjective, extremely annoyed. Exasperated, adjective, extremely annoyed.
extremely annoyed, extremely irritated by something. Fuss.
Fuss, noun, an activity that is not required and causes unwanted trouble.
Lamented. Expressed grave sadness, extreme sadness about something. Lamented.
Lamented, verb, expressed grave sadness about something.
Paid no heed, right? Its meaning is did not pay any attention to someone or something. Paid no heed. It's an idiom.
Paid no heed, idiom, did not pay any attention to someone or something.
Profusely. It's an adverb. Its meaning is abundantly or plentifully. Plentifully means having sufficient.
Profusely, adverb, abundantly or plentifully.
Whose. Whose means troubles, problems.
Woes, noun, problems that someone has due to something.
Okay. Problems that someone has due to something. So now got this chapter.
The crowded home.
I will send you now exercise and this video also. Please go through the video first and then after complete your exercise. Thank you very much.